We are live.
What's going on, everybody? This is the Folks and Gentlemen. We're your hosts, Roy Gravis, Bucky Pender. It's a Friday night. Nobody in Producer's Corner. He's got some kind of issue going on. He's in our thoughts.
He is in our thoughts.
He is in our thoughts. So, vacation's almost over for your ass.
Yeah, I'm not very happy about it.
Well, I had to work today, so I wasn't real happy.
You had to work all week.
I know, I had to work all week. Well, I was off Monday.
And you get this upcoming Monday off.
I do get this upcoming
I don't.
Monday. So, but yeah, like I said, so if y'all didn't check out the Facebook and all the social media and whatnot, my man here was out at Longhorn in Beaumont's Big Barrel Drop, which was a fantastic one from
awesome.
What I saw. We had footage posted on the socials.
Yes.
Mike Wright was there. Mike Williams was there. Mike and Mike.
Mike and Mike
in the morning?
Mike and Mike in the morning. They were there, and it was morning.
I know that's not a thing no more, but I mean, I feel like we could bring it back just for them.
And all the guys were out there. I saw Brandon out there. We talked for a while. Cool. Ryan was out there. Me and Ryan went together. Yeah. Ryan introduced me to a couple of guys out there that weren't at the Lumberton one.
Oh, okay.
A buddy of mine that I went to high school with was out there. I didn't even realize he was that into
Pug Johnson.
No,
okay.
No, I didn't realize he was that into.
That's the only person I know that you went to high school with.
I didn't, and he actually drove all the way in from Mont Belvieu.
Oh wow!
For this one, and I didn't realize he was that into whiskey.
Don't they have one in Mont Belvieu?
Well, this was a Beaumont exclusive.
Oh, that was a Beaumont only.
Yes,
got you.
So he drove in. We talked for a while. He shared his his single barrel Old Forester pick that he had from 2020.
Ooh.
That was the Longhorn Liquor Select.
Fancy like.
And it was really good also, which made me really excited to crack open my single barrel Old Forester from this year.
Mm-hmm.
But since we're kind of talking about it and shouting out Longhorn Liquor.
Yeah, you got some footage?
I do have a little bit of footage
nice.
if you're down for it.
I'm down for whatever.
All right, get ready. All right, we're back.
From the initial shot, I saw where there was Stag.
Yeah.
Looked like Stag Jr. Wasn't 100% sure if it was.
No, so they had they had one George T. Stag, one William LaRue Weller, which won Fred Minnick's top whiskey of this year.
Yes.
They had one Thomas H. Handy, one Sazerac 18. So they had one of almost all of the BTAC, if not all. I don't remember now.
So I was going to ask you this the other day. For those of our audience that doesn't know, can you dive into the BTAC part of it?
Yeah, so the BTAC is actually Buffalo Trace Antique Collection.
Okay.
So what it is it's the originals. It's kind of like the Infinity Stones in Marvel movies.
I love that.
So what it is these are extra aged. They're all the originals. So William LaRue Weller, which, as you see, we have on the table tonight, we have Weller Special Reserve.
Yes.
Well, William LaRue Weller is extra aged. It's the top of the line. So it's the best of the best. Sazerac is aged 18 years.
Gotcha.
George T. Stagg is the top of the line. I want to say it's aged like, I can't remember what this year's was, but it's you know, it's the best of the best of what Buffalo Trace offers.
Got you. Okay, so that's why they call it.
And they're only released once a year.
Because I bet if you say Buffalo Trace Antique Collection a bunch, it gets kind of old. So
right.
B-Tack's a good.
B-Tack is a lot easier. But it's like I said, it's kind of the Infinity Stones of the whiskey world. But sorry about the no sound. I'm not sure. I literally threw this together right before we were going on, which kind of sucks because I'm worried about the other video I have for later. If there is no sound on that one, let us know, and I'll repost it on
repost it to the socials.
On the socials whenever we get done. But so that was kind of how my day went.
Nice. Mine was spent at work. It sucked.
No, you know.
It's work. It's a 4-letter word. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're diving into the smoke of the week because we actually both have the same smoke this week because we're doing a Weller on Weller. So
as does Mr. Ryan McGee.
As does Ryan McGee. Ryan
he's
has
going
the
to light
same
it up
one.
with us.
Nice. So this is the Weller by Cohuba.
Yeah.
Is what it's called. When I searched Cohuba Weller, we missed you. I missed y'all too. I really
yes,
did.
We did. We talked about you quite a bit. Then you called.
Yes. Yes, I missed me as well.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, all the things I lost, I miss my mind the most. Yeah, that's a thing.
Okay.
That's a thing. But yeah, I wanted to be out there. I contemplated when like you literally don't. So the sad thing about it is when I saw your video, I was at Beaumont Chevron on the corner of College and I-10.
Really?
So I easily
could have just.
And I thought long and hard about it too. I had a quite nice morning.
I bet you did, Steph.
Where was she at?
At home.
Oh, she was at home?
Probably laid up in bed.
No. Well, we won't.
No husband to bother.
We won't hold that against her.
Just her and the dog cuddling.
So, like I said, this is the Weller by Cohuba. I did not look at the specs on this one, but I have some pulled up.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, so this is a 4 on the Cigar International Royal Gravity scale, which is a medium full, not to be confused with full bodied like myself.
I just like that it comes with a cool little case.
Yeah, that's actually a tubo is what it's actually called. So this is a Toro shape. It is a Ecuadorian Sumatran wrapper with a Connecticut broadleaf binder and a Dominican, Honduran, Nicaraguan filler. So it is a... Ooh.
So I'm curious, and I know you had pulled up some stats.
I did pull it up. So I'm going to tell you this right now. Where was it at? This was fermented for 6 months inside of a Weller barrel.
What's going on, Nikki? Glad you're watching. I hope you have a good time tonight.
Nikki from
Everglades. Everglades is one of our boat manufacturers.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Me and Justin were on the phone with her one day, and Justin started blabbing about the show and all this other stuff and how I do whiskey and we do cigars, and she was like, "Well, I'm going to watch that." So she's actually in Florida, I believe.
Okay, fantastic.
But she works for Everglades.
Okay.
So welcome to the show, Nikki. Hope you enjoy it.
I'm glad we can add somebody from Florida to our arsenal of viewers.
Funny.
That's too funny. I like it a lot. It's fantastic. But yeah, so like I said, they aged this for at least 6 months inside of a Weller barrel.
Okay.
Where was the rest of my stats at? And it's basically just your Cohuba with the little touches of Weller.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Does it say which? Does it specify which Weller bottle or barrel? Does it say if it was like Special Reserve or Weller 12? Or?
All it says right here, it says this cigar features a Connecticut broadleaf binder leaf that was fermented for 6 months inside a barrel that was once used to age that bourbon, is all it says.
Okay. Well, that's kind of cool, though.
And according to this limited edition one-time release. So apparently this is the only time Cohuba's
So maybe we need to go find a couple extras to have.
I think so, too, just to hang on to. Yeah, for real. But I love the fact that it's got the incorporated Weller band.
Yeah, I like that Weller band.
It's got what they call a mid band, which is the one that's underneath the big band. So okay, you got that one.
You want this one?
It doesn't matter.
I'll take
cut
this one.
with whatever. I'm going to cut sideways. Oh. Fins up.
Fins up.
Fantastic.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do the damn thing.
Ryan, feel free to light up with us.
Yes, light up.
Not sure if you've already got yours going.
I like whiskey. Thanks, guys. Yes, we like whiskey too, and we're Texan.
Yeah.
So, Not to be confused with Florida. By the way, I love the region that she's in. If she's from the Everglades, which I know she works for Everglade,
Yeah,
but
little different.
little different. But I love, matter of fact, one of our highlighted episodes that I'm going to reference in this episode was the fact that if I could get the wife to move outside of Texas, it would be to Key West, Florida.
Really?
I love that area. I still love the guy, too, that and I talk about this every time I mention Key West. There's a little Cuban man that rolls cigars at the end of the pier.
Yeah.
He makes some damn good cigars. That's a good dude. Put it on a cracker, dude.
He's popped up on my TikTok feed a lot.
That is 9 kinds of exquisite. I love Cohibas.
Do you?
I've only had one in my life, and I need to do another one just to review it because it's been a while since I've had it.
Yeah.
But I had what's known as and Ryan will correct me, I'm sure. I think it's called a red dot.
Okay.
It comes in a red tube, almost identical to this tube. So.
I wonder if it would be good with any of the spot Irish whiskeys.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because they make red spot, green
A bit
spot.
of oak, yes, I get that. Spice, subtle sweetness. I don't really get the subtle. I get more bittersweet than sweetness on mine. But like I said, we all know my palate goes to the dark, earthy stuff. So, but I mean, for the most part, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's definitely a good smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of curious of how it pairs with the Weller.
We shall find out.
Y'all.
Not only that, I got to do a quick shout out if you don't mind. So we talked about the Southern Drinking Club was it last week's episode?
Yeah.
Okay. So I actually went down a rabbit hole, ordered a hat. I don't know if y'all can see it. It says Bourbon Hound on it.
Yes.
So apparently I'm now a Bourbon Hound. Red Dot is a U.S. version of Cohiba distributed by United States. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic.
See, he's just a wealth of knowledge.
I know. That's why I love having him. I feel like if I ever got on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and there was a quote-unquote cigar question,
that would be my call.
He would be my lifeline. Yeah. I'm going to phone a friend on that one.
Without a doubt. Oh, man. So, what were you... Go on. Sorry. You were...
Oh, I forgot what I was saying.
Southern Drinking Club.
Oh, yeah. So, if y'all hadn't had a chance, go check those guys out. They're out of Houston. I ordered this hat sitting on my brother's couch Christmas evening.
Really?
Like probably about 6 o'clock or so right before I left. Because I think we ended up leaving around 7.
Yeah.
It was at my door Thursday.
Nice.
And that's with a holiday. So they're based out of Houston. I love the fact that when I got my invoice from them, the gentleman that runs it, his name is Jerry. He put literally in Sharpie on my invoice, "Happy hunting, Jerry," because it says Bourbon Hound on it.
Yeah, I like it.
Shout out to that dude. They got some other interesting stuff. They've got a valet that's kind of similar to my quote-unquote gentleman's tray, as I'm going to dub it. And he's more than welcome to steal that if he wants to market it with the gentleman's tray. But
I wonder if we can slide that.
Yeah, we'll do that like that.
I am going to pull up. Sorry. Keep going if you got anything else you want to talk about.
Man, not really.
What are your thoughts? So what are your thoughts? You're a few puffs in.
I like it. It's very dark to me. I get a lot of the spice, like Ryan was talking about, the oak. To me, it's more, like I said, I'll say it again, to me it's more bittersweet than actual sweet. So that makes a little bit of sense to me at least. Like I said, I love it on my palate. It's very good. I'm like you. I'm kind of interested to see how it's going to pair with Mr. Weller.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. All right. I just wanted to tag a couple people since we talked about them.
For sure. I understand completely.
This one is not a cork top.
No, it's fine.
Just for everybody wondering out there. So this is Weller Special Reserve.
Yes.
It is the green label if you are looking on the whiskey shelves. So this is about a 20... You like them apples. This is it should be about a $25 to $30 bottle. I would not recommend spending more than $30 on it.
So that's MSRP then?
MSRP, I want to say, is like $24.99.
Okay, so about 25, not bad. Gracias, senor.
De nada. So this is out of the Buffalo Trace Distillery.
Of course.
This is their wheated mash bill, which is corn, wheat, and malted barley.
Interesting.
It is named for William LaRue Weller, which we previously just talked about with the BTAC. So it is believed that he actually created the first whiskey or bourbon with a wheat as the secondary grain.
Okay.
So he actually, whenever he opened his Weller and Sons distillery, he hired Julian Van Winkle, who, as we all know, as Pappy Van Winkle.
Yes.
So once upon a time, Pappy Van Winkle decided he was going
and Ryan is rather white too. There's dark chocolate or dark coffee
for sure. So Pappy Van Winkle ended up leaving and opening up his own distillery called Stitzel. It's like PAH Stitzel Distillery.
Okay.
So Mr. Weller passed away, and those two distilleries combined.
Interesting.
And you got Stitzel Weller.
Okay.
Well, time goes on.
Time
things
marches
happen.
on, yes.
So now Buffalo Trace owns them, and they have what many taters will say as
very interesting.
You would taste the rainbow. So they do. Every label is different.
I feel like they need to be careful with that, because Skittles might have something to say about that shit.
Buffalo Trace doesn't say it's. It's more of like, it's a joke with everybody.
It's a tater joke.
Right, it's a tater joke. So this one is green. Antique 107 is red.
Mm-hmm.
Single barrel is orange.
Then there's one called Architect that's like blue or some shit.
That's
like
Penelope.
That? Okay, Penelope.
So Foolproof is blue.
Okay.
CYPB is white.
CYPB.
And I feel like I'm missing one.
You probably are, but it's okay.
I think that's it. No, 12 year.
12 year.
Weller 12 is 12. Black.
Okay.
So,
I get it.
Kind of the whole, you want to get the rainbow.
I feel like that's, so I'm going to.
And then, of course,
we'll do a little bit of foreshadowing. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I have a hunch this cigar, when it says it was fermented at 6 months.
You think they got the 12 year
I bet
barrels?
they got the 12 year because of the fact it's a black tube. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro. Tell me if I'm wrong. He's pairing the Weller Foolproof 114 Blue Label. Fantastic. How's that pairing, by the way?
So you'll notice whenever you do sip it, it's very soft. It's a wheated bourbon. Other than the softness, for me, it's just classic bourbon, And on the nose, you get a lot of caramel.
I actually do have to thank you for this year, because I think if I was doing this with somebody else, I would not have dove into the weededs as much as what I've dove into. So
well, good.
Thank you for that.
And this isn't gonna play to your palate as much as like the Foolproof would, because
no. But is it weird that I actually get apricot?
I mean, I could maybe see a little bit of stone fruit, like apricot pear or something. I mean, it's not crazy. Again,
but I normally don't go
power of suggestion.
I normally don't go fruit,
but I get a lot of the classic bourbon flavors.
The coloration
on the palate is just real simple to drink. It's not going to jump out with crazy flavors like some of them we do will. It's just, to me, it's just a good classic soft wheated bourbon.
I get that,
which is why I usually keep a bottle on my shelf.
I get that 100%.
It's a good pour.
It's a very good pour. I like it. Fantastic. I love the Weller. Wellers are good. I mean, honestly, everything Buffalo Trace is doing nowadays is...
Oh, I know. Yeah.
We can't say enough about those guys.
No. So,
granted, they ain't balconis, but...
Is there many that are?
No, not really.
So Ryan said it was excellent with the Foolproof. The whiskey is sweet and brings out the earthy flavor of the cigar.
I can see where
I would agree with that. Yeah, for sure. It definitely brings out a lot of the earthy tones in the cigar.
Yes, it does. Good pairing, Mr. McGee. Fantastic on your part. I really do hate that I missed hanging out with y'all today because of
Man, I wish there was some sound on that video. That sucks.
Oh, well, we could have commentaried it if we wanted to.
Probably.
Got a good tight white ash, though.
It does. It's a good even smoke.
It is very good. I like it. I enjoy it.
It's got a nice draw on it.
It's very good. I know Cohuba gets a quote unquote bad rap because everybody thinks they're overpriced. I don't think they're overpriced just because of the heritage of them.
Yeah.
Excellent pairing, Bucky Pender. Look at you.
I try sometimes. Let's see. I think I have a different note in here.
A different note on.
So, I don't know if you've seen my last couple videos over the last couple days.
I watch everything you do.
I watch everything you do.
I told you that earlier.
So I've been kind of on this kick for the new year.
Okay.
New year, new whiskey.
Okay.
And I wanted to do. I didn't do a video today. I kind of wanted to do it on here with you to get your thoughts on it. So my new year, new whiskey for tonight is Garrison Brothers. And everything, and we've got small batch here. I listed it as one of my top 5 weeded bourbons.
Yes, you did.
This is just another great pour.
Okay.
I think you might lean a little more on this one. It's slightly higher proof at 94.
That's usually my wheelhouse, 94 and up.
But the reason I wanted to do Garrison Brothers, and I don't know, the big reason is because I don't know if their distribution is a national distribution, and Ryan may be able to help me with that. I don't know if they're maybe available on.
Got you. Yeah, I figured as much.
Oh, okay.
There's Cuba. The Cohuba Cuba was like Castro's jam.
Ah, okay. So everybody I've talked to, I've not yet been to the Garrison Brothers distillery. I know we both talked about it.
That's on my
but
list.
It's in High, Texas. High. And
of course, they spell it wrong, but
and if anybody's been to the Hill Country in Texas, you know it's just gorgeous. Period.
Yeah, I hear.
You throw
the
in
second you drive up on the property, it's magnificent.
I mean, you throw in a distillery and where it's at and the look of it from what I've seen. I mean, it adds all to it.
Oh, for sure.
We were actually in front of a cop today in line, and I again thank you for your service. I thanked him in line.
Was he in uniform or out of uniform?
And he said he actually didn't wear a uniform very often. But he's more like, I think he said he was part of the SWAT team, maybe?
I wonder if he knows my cousin's husband.
But
he used to be Jefferson County SWAT. Now
him
I
and
think
his,
he's Jefferson
oh,
County.
Really?
He's something with Jefferson County.
But we all got to talking, and him and his wife did the volunteer bottling thing.
Okay.
So they did it for 2 days. And he said it was one of the best experiences they've had. They supplied food the whole time. They would give you a shot break. So they'd walk around with shots of whatever whiskey you wanted. You can just take a shot break. He said he had to cut his wife off. Because after a while, you just get to the point where you're not bottling.
Honey!
Yeah.
You're cut off.
You're done.
You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
Exactly. So, but I just recently cracked this one open, and it immediately made my top 5 list. The honeydew has just the right amount of sweetness in it, and it's really cool whenever you pour the honeydew. If you leave just the slightest amount in the glass to let it coat the glass, it leaves a honey residue, and it smells awesome.
Okay.
And then, of course, everybody knows how I feel about Balmorea. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, everything there, and I want to get my hands on the Cowboy Bourbon. Everything there, it just seems like right now they can do no wrong. So, and like I was saying, I don't know if they have a national distribution deal, if you can buy it through a reputable online retailer and have it delivered to your house. But if you ever do get to Texas, I highly recommend picking up at least one bottle of Garrison Brothers to add to your collection.
I get it. That's the same way we feel about Balcones, too. I mean, you can't go wrong with either one. We're doing some good things in Texas.
Yeah,
Texas whiskey is slowly climbing up the ladder, in my opinion, compared to our brothers in Kentucky, which, by the way, I'm curious, and Ryan may answer this. I had a whiskey on Christmas Day,
Okay.
Get the right holiday. You ever had Calumet?
Oh, I've not had it, but I know what you're talking about.
I had Calumet this weekend, actually, and it was...
Which one, if you don't mind?
I think it was just their regular offering. It was the blended...
I think their regular one is like an 8-year.
I think so, yeah.
Because they have like a 14 and a 16.
I'll tell you right now, it drank hotter than what it was proof.
Really?
I'll tell you that. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Shout out to my brother for having it, which I was kind of shocked that he had it, because I was looked at him and was like, you have Calumet? And he's like, you know how to pronounce that? And I was like, yeah, I know how to pronounce it. That's what I do.
And what were your thoughts on it?
I liked it. I think it came in at like a 90, maybe a 92, somewhere in there, but it drank like a 96, in my opinion.
It was touching 100.
Yeah, let's see Calumet. Yeah,
Calumet is good. They have a few finished bourbons. Okay.
I hadn't tried any of their finished one. Like I said,
I know that. Like I said, I think they're the one that just sits on most shelves is like an 8-year.
I don't pull a Bucky and go for the high end shit off the top.
Yeah,
it's not
I don't recommend anybody do that.
No, because we know what happened with your yeah, especially with your Balmoral.
Yeah, now I gotta have a bottle, and my wife's not happy about it. But you know,
of course not.
Things happen.
Of course not. But yeah, Calumet was pretty good. I liked it.
Cool. So I think their original offering is like 8 years, and then they have like a 14 and a 16 that's usually around that $150 to $180 range. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's MGP juice.
I'll try to see if I can pull the label on it.
But I could be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure they're sourcing it though.
Which
I mean, again, we say it all the time. Sourcing is not a bad word in this studio.
No, very much not.
Dang it. Now I'm really nervous that this video is not going to have sound.
Come off of it.
All right. Well, let me know if this video has sound. We do have a short video that I made. What you thinking? What you got over there?
I was looking to see if I could recognize the bottle, but I'm sure.
What are we doing?
What are you doing?
Nobody knows. We're still live. Don't go nowhere.
I'm freaking out.
I'm pushing buttons.
Pushing up my buttons, baby. Get down with it.
Shit.
I think it was the. I don't know. I think it might have been the 16.
Oh, okay.
Because that 16 looks a lot like the label I looked at.
Yeah.
But I don't know. No, never mind. I see which one it was. It was the 14.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Okay. So it wasn't the low end, wasn't the high end.
No, it was that middle of the road.
Smack dab in the middle.
Yeah. It was middle of the road.
Oh, man.
Can we talk about, while you're searching for whatever, I do want to get your take on something. Since you're quote-unquote sports guys. Have you heard the rumors about Derek Carr possibly ending up in New Orleans?
No, I hadn't seen that one.
They're flying all over the place, dude. They're everywhere right now.
So what's Devontae Adams going to do?
Oh, my God. Devontae's going to be like, I left to come play with you, and then you get benched? F what? What's with Justin? He talking about Derek Carr?
It's all over their workplace.
God, I know. First it was word, then it was F that.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
F that word?
F that word.
That's what we're going with? Okay, fair enough. Fantastic. I don't know. The Saints fan in me is intrigued by it because I've seen throughout his career where there's flashes of greatness.
Right.
But I feel he just hadn't put it all together yet, which oddly enough, there is a connection because his first 2 years in the league, Dennis Allen was on the coaching staff with the Raiders.
Right.
So there's a connection there. I think that might have been it now that I see that. 'Cause I think it was the 8 and 15.
15-year blend?
I think it was a blended.
Huh.
I think.
Interesting. I hadn't seen that one.
I'll see if I can get a picture of it. Let me hit my brother on text real quick.
So
I don't need to text her.
We do have a little bit of a topic, and we can keep talking about whiskey and everything else. That's no big deal. I'm gonna try to play this video. Somebody let me know if it has sound. I don't know what's going on. I'm not a Mr. Producer, man. I hadn't played with this thing enough.
Next video that both of us will be on will be coming to you live from the brand new Speakeasy studio in the heart of Silsbee, not necessarily downtown, but in the heart of Silsbee is what the old timers refer to as Old Town Silsbee.
The next chapter for the Functional Gentleman.
What's going on, everybody? It's, I think, noon, maybe? Noonish on a Saturday. This is the Functional Gentleman. We're your hosts, Roy Gravis, Bucky Pender. We're coming to you live from what is not quite yet Speakeasy Studio.
Soon to be
Speakeasy Studio. So for
What's going on, everybody? It's 7 o'clock on a Friday night, not to be confused with Thursday night.
Yeah.
This is the Functional Gentleman. We are back from a hiatus. We were back from a hiatus.
We made it.
We made it.
We made it.
We made it through all the BS that goes along with it.
I'm not going to lie. Whenever you first released that video.
He said, I asked him for a picture of the bottle of Calumet. He apparently finished it. He said, I threw it away yesterday.
Bottle kill.
Bottle kill. That's good.
But yeah, when you first released that video, I was getting nervous because you had said we have to drop back and punt. We're not sure what we're gonna do. At that point, I think everybody kind of.
I had a plan.
I get that, and I think we both kind of knew that. But
we had a plan.
You kind of start thinking, is this the end? And I'm glad. What all was
allocated?
Oh,
So answer Justin's question since we're in the middle of thought and we got to stop and answer.
Yeah, hold on. Let me answer
Mr. Allen's question by all means.
Allen's question. All right, so
since he put more than 2 words in an actual comment.
F that. So the Longhorn drop today, they had Blanton's, Michter's 10-year rye, Larceny barrel proof.
Okay.
It was batch B522.
Okay.
They had a case of Knob Creek 12-year and a couple of Knob Creek 18-year.
I know James at Longhorn and Lumberton talks very highly of the 12 and the 18.
Yeah, the 12's really good. I have a bottle of the 12. I haven't tried the 18.
I like the 9.
I can only imagine.
I'm kind of a 9 guy, though. I like the 9.
Yeah, I can only imagine the 18 is just
I can imagine.
outstanding.
Yeah, I can too.
They had quite a few cases. So everybody that was there got at least one Weller Full Proof.
Oh, well, that's cool.
And it's a foolproof store pick.
Nice.
They had a couple of bottles of the Weller Single Barrel. They had Russell's Reserve 13-year, Hancock Presidential Reserve, which nobody grabbed. I'm not going to lie to you.
Wait a minute. What
Hancock Presidential Reserve is what it's called.
Of it.
It's, from what I understand, it's not all that in the bag of chips.
How much were they asking for it, if you don't mind?
I don't know. They didn't have prices listed.
Of course not.
But they were not asking outrageous prices. I can promise
Longhorn
you
never does whenever they do these drops and stuff like this.
They had
Any midwinter dram. I did see.
I don't know if there was any left, but all of by the time I left, all of the Act 9 of Midwinter Night Dram was gone, and they had probably 6 bottles of Act 10 left. So they did have Midwinter Night Dram. They had 2 cases of E.H. Taylor Single Barrel, 2 cases of E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, which I got a bottle of that. They had a couple of bottles of Four Roses Limited Edition, a couple bottles of Wild Turkey Master's Keep, a couple bottles of Elmer T. Lee, a couple cases of the Jack Twice Barreled Single Malt, 1 bottle of Old Fitz, a couple cases of the Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series, BRT 01 and 02. They had a few bottles of the Buffalo Trace kosher.
I saw the koshers
wheat
on the
and rye.
Okay.
Let's see. They had 7 bottles of the Little Book Chapter 6, I want to say it was.
Okay.
A couple bottles of Old Charter Oak French Oak Finish.
Interesting.
A couple bottles of the Smoke Wagon Experimental Rye. A few bottles of the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend, which I don't think anybody grabbed.
Interesting. I'm curious
They
on.
had...
I saw the Elijah Craig full. Okay.
Ooh.
Elijah Craig foolproof. Nice.
I may have to go back and get
I'm interested on that. Can you go back to the one about the cigar batch?
So Joseph Magnus does a cigar blend, and what it is there's quite a few companies that do a cigar blend. So what it is they blend it to pair perfectly with a cigar. It's not so much that it's going to have cigar flavors or anything like that, but it's the way they blend it and create it is made to go with cigars.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
I may have to venture out and
let's see.
find one of those bottles, since apparently there was a bunch of them left.
Yeah, there was. They had I think 2. I want to say 2 cases of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof.
Okay.
And it was batch C922 522.
That's exciting.
C522. They had 10 cases of Eagle Rare. They had 1 bottle of Old Forester Birthday Bourbon, and like I said earlier, they had a bottle of Thomas H. Handy, a bottle of William LaRue Weller, a bottle of George T. Stagg, 1 bottle of Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year, and 1 bottle of Van Winkle Private Reserve Rye 12-year.
I saw the Van Winkle Private Reserve.
So it was a hell of a drop.
Oh, it sounds like it. It was a ridiculous drop.
I was not kidding whenever I said on my live this morning, I got a preview of the list, and it was outrageous. It's outrageous.
Well, I guess we can, quote-unquote, talk about this now since the event's over. So we actually kind of got a little quote unquote heads up on all this about 10 o'clock last night.
Well, it was earlier than that because he dropped it on Facebook at 10 o'clock.
So we got it before that.
Yeah, because he told me, he was like, hey, look, I'm going to drop it at 10. I need you to go ahead and share it.
I need you to go ahead and put it out. Thanks for the call, Bucky. He talking shit.
What do you want me to do, buddy?
What do you want me? I'm surprised. I'm kind of shocked Ryan hadn't noticed anything sitting on the table yet because I figured he would notice. And nobody's apparently noticed.
Oh. So, just FYI, Justin.
Call. Justin, I didn't get invited on a cruise, so I don't want to hear that shit.
Just FYI, the earliest person, like number one, was in line at I want to say it was 5 o'clock in the morning. Brandon got there at 6:30, and he was number somewhere between 3 and 5.
Okay.
And then me and Ryan got there 7:30, I think.
Hey, see, he drank.
And I
drank Balcones on the cruise.
I know he did.
Look at him.
I wasn't going to spoil anything. Yeah, it was hard to keep a secret.
I'm sure it was.
But me and Ryan got there at 7:30ish, give or take, and we were number 15 in line.
First person was 10:30 last night.
Was it really?
According to Mike Wright.
Holy crap!
That's insane. How do you stay there? What do you do? I mean, because
go get Buffalo Wild Wings and chill.
They're not even open at 10:30.
No, are they?
I don't think. I mean, I may be wrong, but I know Wiener Schnitzel's in that parking lot. They ain't open at 10:30.
No, JoJo's ain't open.
JoJo's ain't open at 10:30. Starbucks ain't open at 10:30.
I bet I wonder if he's a shift worker out at the plant or something.
He'd have to be.
He's on his off and
he got
a few hours.
Apparently.
10:30. That's crazy. Open till 2.
Oh, okay. So maybe he did go to Buffalo Wild Wings and chill. I didn't realize they were open till 2. Damn, that's impressive.
And I
know where I might be going after Whiskey Fest to get something to eat.
This is one of the best drops I've seen in Southeast Texas in a long time.
No doubt.
And the way they did it was just amazing.
The guy slept in his car.
Poor fella.
Wow.
Man. Could you imagine for a bottle of whiskey? Would you?
It would have to be, I'll be honest, it would have to be one of those quote unquote unicorns that you mentioned not too long. It'd have to be if you showed up first, they gave you a free bottle. That would be the way I would do it.
You get a free bottle and you can buy whatever you want.
Yes. That's the way I would do it.
I just, because and not to take anything away, because like I said, this is one of the best drops I've seen in Southeast Texas in a while. And just the way they did it, the way they handled it, they were you let 5 people in. As one comes out, one goes in. As one comes out, one goes in. Everybody was very cordial. You grabbed the bottles you were allowed to grab.
I almost hate the fact they didn't do it Thunderdome style.
I know. I went running up the line, and I was like, all right, who am I stiff arming? Because somebody's going to fight.
2 men enter, 1 man leave.
I wanted there to be something going on, but no, it was awesome.
Any Eagle Rare left? I
don't know. I know they had a bunch of cases. Mike Wright would be able to answer.
Yes, he's in the comments, so he can answer that very easily.
But they had a bunch. It was stacked higher than I am. Yeah. So, and I know I'm not very tall, but
everybody was super friendly.
I mean, we had a blast.
Like of course they are. I mean, we all went to the Lumberton drop together, and it wasn't on this magnitude.
No, not at all.
But everybody so far, I feel, that goes to a Longhorn drop is very cordial.
No, it
very
was awesome.
Friendly.
I mean, we were talking to people that we had never even seen before.
Yeah,
there was one guy that was extremely friendly. He came all the way from Houston.
There was one lady that I don't know what her name is for the life of me, but she commented on my eyes, and Bucky kind of looked at me funny, and I was like, whatever.
Oh man, but
it's all good.
It was a ton of fun. I know they did a pretty massive drop at Specs in Dallas and Houston.
They did. I heard people were camping out for
camping
days.
out since the first update I saw was the 27th.
Yeah,
people were already camping out. Which is
mind blowing to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love whiskey just as much as the next person. I don't know.
So what was funny is by the time I'd gotten inside,
sounds like you had a drive equivalent to Specs Houston.
It was very not quite, but it was pretty dang close.
Pretty close.
So what I thought was funny was Mike Williams was behind the counter, and he was actually just working a register,
which is phenomenal to me.
That dude's just working a register.
I mean, the guy literally owns the damn chain, and he's
He's a cashier. He's a cashier.
Yeah, he's a cashier.
But while everybody was kind of moseying through and checking out,
You and the damn
I know.
mosies.
He made I heard him make the comment, guess you don't have to camp out for 3 days to have a good release, huh? Kind of poking a little fun at specs. And you don't. You do a release the right way. People show up and you have a good release. Everybody has a great time. Everybody gets the bottles they want.
No, no doubt. No doubt.
And you leave happy.
I love it.
So, I mean, it's a good point. He made a really good point, made a little bit of a stab at specs, but it's true. We had a great time. They had a great release. I know they did good.
No, no doubt.
I mean, you can't expect them not to have.
It makes me almost want to have you run the video back since you've got the sound figured out now.
Oh, I bet I could.
For the other one. I bet you could too. Oh, I love a cork.
We had to get one in.
While you're at it, I got a whole different glass.
Let me go a little bit more. Oh, so Justin. No, but Justin sent me a picture as they were getting on. I guess it was as they were getting on the ship. He can clarify, but it was like 3 different Balconeses, and he was like, "What am I drinking?"
Which one did he send you the pictures of?
It was. I'll have to pull them back up.
That's fine. Pull them
I know it was the rye, just the regular rye.
Yeah.
Let's see. So it was the regular rye, not the cast strength.
Okay.
The Texas pot still bourbon.
Okay.
Oh, and it was Crown Royal was the other one. So my immediately
pot and rye. I like what he's.
So
pot and rye.
I said Crown is immediately eliminated. Don't touch the Crown.
Don't touch the Crown. Nothing good comes out of Canada.
And like I told him, the rye is pretty good, but I would prefer the cast strength. It's just better overall. And the pot still you can't go wrong with. It's a great pour. It's a great sip. It's really a great drink.
I saw where they unveiled. I guess they unveiled it. I don't know. It may have been out for a little bit. I just didn't notice it until I was looking on their actual website. The peated.
The peated in the Sauterne finish.
Yes.
I think is how you pronounce it.
Sauterne.
Sauterne.
However they pronounce it.
It's a fancy French word. We're not fancy French. Went pot still very consistently. Yes.
Good job, Justin.
But it's a good even pour. It's something you can't go wrong with. So if you want, do you want me to try to play this video again?
Yes, I feel the viewers would benefit greatly from it. I thought it was a good compilation. You had it on there somewhere. I don't remember where you Longhorn drop.
All right, so I'm gonna go to this, and then I might have to replay it.
Okay.
At the end of your transaction, where we just round up to the nearest dollar.
Hang on. All right, I'm gonna play it one more time. Sorry, y'all. They're wheeling out all the cases, and I just want to see. I'm trying to see.
Y'all been in our stores, we have a roundup function at the end of your transaction where we just round up to the nearest dollar, and that change goes to that foundation. We actually match everything that comes in along with liquor with that roundup. We match 100%. Okay, so every purchase y'all make today, it's going to be automatically rounded up to the next nearest dollar. Okay? Any questions? Damn, y'all are quiet. All right, y'all have a good one.
What a drop. What a time.
That was a magnificent drop. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I literally hate that I missed to do the work.
Nah, well, it happens. It was a good time. It was a good drop. Mike scooted out early. He said, I got to get the hell up out of here.
I'm sure, yeah.
Oh, man. I'm probably out. Let me go ahead, though. We do have a topic in here somewhere. If you kind of want to dive into that.
So I feel the topic, like we do every year, we're doing our quote-unquote year in review. I feel you and I kind of looked at it a little differently. I kind of went through the highlights of our year.
Okay.
Starting out with
I missed completely.
It's fine. We'll clean it later.
Clean it up.
It's no big deal. So I'm gonna start out with the moment that I felt was I didn't know what was gonna happen next, and that's literally when we lost our sublease at Studio of the Pines.
For sure.
Because it was a lot of, what do? We know we need to keep this thing rolling. How do we do it? There were several options we looked at. We finally came up with this one, and it worked.
And that was a little bit of what that video was in the beginning.
Yes.
I know you couldn't really hear the beginning of it until whenever I got the audio fixed, but it was basically Roy saying, look, we just lost the sublease. We're going to have to draw back and punt. And that was kind of why I added that whole the end.
Yeah.
Because we really weren't sure at that point.
No, we had no idea. I mean,
then,
it was...
Of course,
It was a lot of soul searching
And I looked it up. We were actually on hiatus for 6 weeks.
Okay.
So it wasn't quite 2 months.
So, kudos to us. It was a month and a half.
Yeah.
So, kudos to us for that. But that to me was the... And of course, we had people behind the scenes that were saying, hey, you guys need to get this thing rolling.
Yeah.
There was people that said, hey, if you need help with the build, and we've shouted those people out, but we'll shout them out again. My dear friend Ronnie from my days in Evadale came down for a day. My brother drove in from Mount Bellevue for a day. John was here doing some nailing and stuff like that. One person I forgot to mention who showed up, my Uncle David.
Yeah.
Showed up for a few hours, kind of.
Let us borrow his.
Yeah, he loaned out tools and stuff like that. So if it wasn't for those three individuals, I really don't think we have what we have.
And I think two people we didn't shout out. Shout out to our wives
for
putting up with us.
Because one
loaning me out for 2 weekends to come over here.
One brought food. Yes. Actually, they both brought food on different days.
We got food from both of them. I mean, they put up with a lot. We did a lot. I complained a lot. It was hot.
There was a lot of ice baths and sore muscles, nicked fingers.
But it was
worth it.
It was worth
at
it.
At the end of the day, it was worth it. And I'm completely happy. I know you feel the same way as what I'm fixing to say. I'm completely happy with where we're at.
Oh, for sure. I know we've got some things we want to do.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's with everything. It's money and time and those things. So, but we'll get it. Like I said, I'm not super worried about it.
Yeah.
I know exactly we know the direction we're going in, so that's always a good thing. So I know you sent me a clip, and for the life of me, I wish you would have done this. But if y'all haven't heard the clip that we literally the first time we went on YouTube Live, it's ridiculously funny.
I bet I could pull it up. You're not going to be able to see it. Is part of the problem. But
it's just the intro is all.
I sent it to Roy, but it's the intro to our live. But let me see. I guess you might be able to hear it.
You might be able to.
So this is during the intro of our first YouTube. Oh. I'm about to fuck it
up. And it cracks him up every time.
Everybody, we're all so excited.
See, we're about to fuck it up. Comments like that make me feel good because Ryan literally put the new studio is much nicer than the other place. We're glad to know that because, I mean, we started. I mean, if you even go back and venture into our first videos, like I remember episode 1, season 1. Lord,
that was rough.
That was beyond rough. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We had just random.
We've come a long way.
Oh, in a short amount of time. That's the crazy part.
So I looked. March will be our 2-year anniversary.
Yes. Well, technically, so I did some additional checking.
Okay.
The Facebook page was created January 21st of 2021. So
we didn't go live until March, though.
Yes, we didn't go live until March. But I mean, there was some complications. There was COVID. There was other stuff. Able to smoke in the studio is a good improvement. Yes,
of course,
fantastic.
Always. But it's compliments like that. It's being able to have people in here that we want to have in here, and them understanding we're a work in progress. But the few people that we've had in here, they've all said the same thing. Man, this is a good little setup. It's great for the start that we're at. you know, we know where we want it to be.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to get there. But to have people say, man, y'all did a really good job. This is going to make it really nice to do.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
No, it for sure means a lot. And like I said, we were only just scratching the surface with what we're going to do here.
So I went back, and I mean, just from that clip, you know, obviously that was in this building. First on Apple Podcast.
I'm going to dive into it real quick, see if I can pull it up.
Spotify.
Let's see where we're analytics.
Pretty much wherever you get your podcast, you can find us.
Yep.
And what I'm going to try to do is probably release those. Now that we're doing the show on Friday, I'll probably release them on sometime Saturday. But it'll give you an opportunity if you're driving in the car Monday. You're more than welcome to listen to it whenever you get a chance.
So according to what I'm looking at, we're available on Anchor and Spotify, of course.
Oh,
but
shit.
It's also what? What are we shitting about?
Are we
Did
not?
you do the YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we not what?
It said the live ended.
When did the live end? I didn't catch it.
Me neither.
We were just rambling. It can't have ended. We had comments since then.
No, he just sent a message.
Oh, Ryan did?
Live ended.
Oh, yeah, I saw it now, too. I'll be damn. Live ended. Interesting.